Tonight on Ram News, business owners on the Ram train. We highlight the student entrepreneurs that are selling their products and making booming business. Plus, we bring back a TynerTV classic, College of the Week. Will you get in? And America's reaching 2 months of a daunting chicken shortage. We sat down with the lunch specialist to break down how Taco Bell might be selling its new wing item. Smartphone addictions are now on the rise. I sat down with Nicole Gillum, the school psychologist at Tyner Academy, and the Rams bring home another trophy in a very close win. That's on Ram Sports. Ram News starts now.
Welcome to my crib. Come on in my crib. 2022, Mr. Kennedy. Yeah, put me on. This is where all the creativity happens.
Good evening, everyone. It's great to have you with us today. I'm Jalen Sims. Students are the future of America. In America's education system, students are taught to have likability towards a career that they would most likely exceed in. Many students have the common drive to wait until college to pursue their efforts, but some students within the walls of Tyner Academy have already made themselves teenage CEOs. Here's this week's Tyner Side Hustle. Today, we highlight a very determined individual. Takayla is the CEO and founder of the Kai Deshay Experience, where she sells her hot and popular nails. This young business owner is a master in the usage and creation of nail art, acrylics, and gels. She has strict policies of not working over others' work, and her reason for starting a business was truly inspiring.
I became a nail tech because COVID had just started and I needed to find something to do, and that was just an easy way to get money and something that I knew that I could do.
We bring back a TynerTV classic, College of the Day. As juniors are now gearing up for August the 1st of next year, they will soon have to consider their chances of getting into the country's most prestigious secondary institutions. We head 11 hours south to explore Rice University.
Rice University is the heart of Houston, Texas. Rice University is ranked one of the top 20 universities in the U.S. by the U.S. News and World Report. Rice has a 6-to-1 undergraduate student-to-faculty ratio and a residential college system which supports students intellectually, emotionally, and culturally through social events, intramural sports, students' plays, lectures, series, courses, and student government. Developing close-knit, diverse college communities is a strong campus tradition, which is why Rice is highly ranked for best quality of life and best value among private universities. You need a 4.12 GPA to get into Rice University. Rice University is also number 7 in top schools for resources by the Wall Street Journal Times Higher Education College Rankings.
$5.99 is how much Taco Bell's new wing item is being sold for. The widely known Mexican-inspired food chain has broken away from its traditional servings. Taco Bell has been viral all week on social media platforms for its sudden change. But here are some of the community's opinions and speculations on how Taco Bell restaurants are able to sell chicken during the official 2 months of America's chicken shortage. Originally raised for cockfighting in southeastern Asia, chickens were not kept for food until the Hellenistic period. Humans now keep chickens primarily as a source of food, consuming both their meat and their eggs. But the once great nobles that started to dwell on their feather-like bodies didn't know that a chicken shortage would occur because of this new custom. The shortage started with the creation of fast food. On average, Americans eat at least 4.2% of commercially prepared meals each week. This means that employees at McDonald's, Wendy's, Chick-fil-A, or Popeyes are seeing the same faces at least 2 to 4 times a week, and that's just on average.
Fast food, however, isn't the only cause of America's short cluster supply. Tyson claims that some of it is their fault too, highlighting that its chicken's volumes have been low in part because the roosters it uses for breeding are not meeting expectations. Tyson joins many other companies in a nationwide chicken shortage. Although America may be seeing a decline in chicken, Mexican-inspired restaurant Taco Bell has mysteriously come out with a new wing item, and we just had to understand how that's possible.
I'm not gonna lie, they kind of so they is not worth it.
The franchise announced that it will stop selling the wings on its menu as of January 12th. We changed topics tonight to focus on an addiction that has been affecting the mind of teenagers ever since the year 1973, cell phone usage. It's become an increasingly growing problem amongst teenagers within the high school. I set out to understand why cell phone consumption is such a problem for teenagers within the third millennium.
The effects of cell phone addiction are very real and can take a toll on a young person's mind. Pew Research Center reports that 81% of Americans now own smartphones, up from just 35% in 2011. And over the past 5 years, Google Trend indicates that searches for cell phone addiction have likewise been rising.
With cell phone addiction, there have been some studies on both adolescents as well as adults, and we find that adolescents, particularly those under age 20 and from the ages of 11 to 14, are high risk of cell phone addiction.
One application that students are dedicating most of their time to is social media. According to a new study by Harvard University, self-disclosure on social networking sites lights up the same part of the brain that also ignites when taking an addictive substance. Social media applications like Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter have become a problem to those who aspire to mimic the actions and lives of their favorite celebrities. And according to TrueList, those aged 18 to 22 are a part of the larger part of the pie's data. Social media has the ability to both capture and scatter your attention. With a simple refresh, constant new information is at your fingertips. Not only does this lead to poor cognitive performance, but it shrinks part of the brain associated with maintaining attention.
Cell phones are not very productive in the classroom outside of instructional situations. In the past year and a half, COVID has put us in a situation where a lot of our students are very much addicted to the cell phones, and it has become a distraction due to social media, texting, and a numerous other things that students use cell phones for.
Smartphones have become the occupiers of teenage minds, turning into addictions. According to Healthline, excessive cell phone use amongst teens is so common that 33% of 13-year-olds never turn off their phone, day or night. And the younger a teen acquires a phone, the more likely they are to develop a problematic use pattern. But the constant urge to access information and download entertainment has become an extremely concerning problem amongst the youth. Tyner Academy's counselor, Nicole Gillum, highlighted that a phone addiction is simply related to the mechanics of the mind.
Look at Google, right? I mean, if you need to look up something or order food or call somebody, text somebody, FaceTime or whatever. But let's be honest, when you're on your phone, you're looking at TikTok or Snapchat or whatever. Like, you're looking at one of those apps that's keeping us on our phone for hours, because you sit down and you say, oh, I'm just going to check something right quick. And you realize you've been checking it for the past hour.
We'll see you next week on RAM News. I'm Jalen Sims. Good night.